So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. And in today's video, we are back in the LeBron era, back with these historic rebuilds, and we have the Denver Nuggets. So in real life, this was the beginning of the end for the Carmelo Anthony era in Denver. This was his last, I guess, season in Denver. He actually got traded mid-season to New York and then obviously went on and played in New York, kind of became a legend, all that stuff. And not to say he wasn't really good in Denver, because he was out of this world good, but obviously never really ended up getting over that final hump, getting that championship. And yeah, we're going to see if we can change that today. Ultimately, the West is super good at this point in time. I want to go ahead today, see if we can add a few pieces to this team and go ahead and bring this team a championship. And finally, as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I think this is like the third or maybe fourth rebuild I've done in the LeBron era. Obviously, this era wasn't in 2K last year, and I'm actually having a lot of fun doing it. It's kind of like my childhood. So I'm really enjoying kind of these throwback rebuilds. Obviously, there is 3 other eras as well. I will definitely get to those. Just let me know which teams you want me to do in which era. So yeah, man, this is going to be a fun one today. Hopefully Melo ends up staying here in this hypothetical scenario, and we get the Nuggets a ring just a little bit earlier than they did in real life. So let's get into it. We're going to go over and review this roster a little bit before we do start simming year one. Now, this roster is definitely talented. I don't want to sit here and say that, it's just full of ass, because that just wouldn't be true. Carmelo Anthony, obviously the best player on this team. Let's go position by position and have a conversation about it. So, the point guard spot. Chauncey Billups is 34 years old. He is an 86 overall, so I'm definitely not going to sit here and say the dude sucks, because that would just be flat out lie. But he is 34 years old. I'm sure many of you know how the 2K regression system works. He's probably going to regress. Now, we do have a 22-year-old Ty Lawson sitting here, who's already an 81 overall. I don't know if Ty Lawson's going to be my starting point guard on a hopeful championship team. Obviously, maybe we would have had a little bit more success with prime Chauncey Billups, but he's still no scrub. He's still a good player. If I decide to move him, I definitely want to get a valuable return. We will see. We have a young 25-year-old J.R. Smith here. Obviously, J.R. Smith ended up getting a ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And yeah, I hope he can get one with us here today in Denver. He's 25, 81 overall. We'll see if he can be a starter for us the entire time. You got Aaron Aflalo here. That's not a name I've heard in a while. We have Lee Mason. I just don't know who that is. Probably not even a real person. Obviously, Melo here at the small forward spot. He's 26. He's a 92 overall, and he's just putting up unbelievably good numbers. I mean, that's all you can say. So we're going to try to keep him happy. Obviously, entering a contract year, we need to go ahead and pull some pieces around him. Put, not pulled. Gary Forbes is here as well. He's 28 years old. Nene here at the power forward spot. Nene was really good once upon a time. He's 28. He's an 83. We'll see. Kenyon Martin, Al Harrington, Sheldon Williams, and Ronaldo Balkman. These are fun names, dude. This is just like thinking back and looking back at all these teams in, the LeBron era they call it in 2K. Just brings up memories of my childhood. It really does. And then we got Chris the Birdman Anderson. All-time transformation from like his rookie picture to like the final picture that he had in the NBA. I mean, just crazy difference. Go look it up if you get a minute. And then Melvin Eli, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I recognize that name because I don't. So, yeah, we definitely could have a couple trades coming. I'm not going to completely blow up this team or anything, but obviously, yeah, Carmelo Anthony's here and we're trying to build around him for, the 3 years of this video. So let's get into some moves. Our first trade is going to come with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's going to give us an upgrade at the backup small forward spot. Corey Brewer is currently listed as a shooting guard. He is 6'9" and can definitely fill in behind Carmelo Anthony, coming off a pretty good season. So Al Harrington was on a 5-year, $35 million contract. He's 30. I'm not saying that's a crazy age where you have to trade somebody, but our power forward depth is already insane. I didn't really need him, and then Gary Forbes just wasn't going to be here anyway. So, Corey Brewer, welcome to Denver. Something else I will say that I did notice is the fact that Chauncey Billups actually has a team option after this season. So, I don't necessarily have to trade him. You see the option here, the 1-and-1. Something that also just pisses me off that 2K just easily could fix, but they just haven't. In years past, if a guy had like a team or a player option, you see that $14.2 million right there? That's the team option. It used to be in blue. You literally still have the colors sitting right here. I don't know why it's not blue or green for player option anymore, right? How hard is that? It's the same thing you've been doing for years. Trust me, I know. I've been playing your piece of shit game for way too long. Sorry. Yeah, just fix that, though. It's not that hard. So we're obviously going to go ahead and probably end up keeping him. If he was expiring, I might kind of work the trade a little bit harder. But honestly, if he has the team option, I know he's not going to regress during the season. So definitely something we can keep in mind. But Corey Brewer is a welcome addition. Actually goes up 2 overalls. Moving to the small forward spot. Did not mean to do that. And he is going to be the new backup for Carmelo Anthony. So other than that, at this point in time, we take a look at the shooting guard spot. I am a little bit nervous because both J.R. Smith and Aaron Aflalo are expiring deals. And not to say that I wouldn't bring them both back, but it definitely does make me a little bit nervous. but I'm not going to worry about it terribly right now. I don't know why Patrick, this is what also pisses me off when, I don't know if this dude's real or not. I'm assuming he's probably not. But if 2K is going to put in auto-generated players, you know, to just fill out rosters because for whatever reason, maybe they don't have the rights to the actual players or they're just too goddamn lazy. I have no idea. Don't give them absurd contracts. Like $4 million should not be paid to somebody who's just not real and sucks. That's just my take on that. I don't know. I don't want to bitch too much. I've already bitched a lot. We'll take a second round pick. Jim Edwards looks like he's expiring. And then in terms of the power forward spot, I wouldn't mind maybe making one more move because I wouldn't mind finding a better upgrade at the backup center spot behind Anderson. Just curious, like if I were to go ahead and move like Sheldon Williams and Melvin Eli, I don't know, Melvin here, just looking center wise. See Leon Poe there, Jaron Collins, Eaton Thomas. These are some fun names. For me, I'm looking for like a small upgrade, and I'm really not seeing that right now. These offers, honestly, all kind of make me want to jump out my window right now. Good Lord. All right, let me work on that, and I'll see you guys when I have that trade. Robin Lopez is currently in Phoenix. He'd obviously come in here and be an upgrade at the backup center spot. Now, he's also on a 1-year expiring contract. Definitely something to keep in mind, but honestly, this isn't too much to give up. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and probably just try to get it done with a few second-round picks. I'm not giving up a first, so how about it? You just take 2, how about 3, how about 4? Seriously? I mean, he's only valued at $1.5, and they redo it. All right, welcome to the team, Robin Lopez. He will be the backup here for Chris Anderson, and ultimately, I think that's going to be it in terms of like major moves that we end up making. Something definitely just to keep in mind is, actually, he has a year left on a team option. A lot of this bench is expiring. Actually, almost 3 out of 5 players on the bench are expiring. So definitely something to keep on the top of our mind. And yeah, I think we've made some pretty good moves with this team. So let's set the rotation. After a few trades, we are ready to kick off year 1 here in Denver. I think this team is in a pretty good spot. I would say a better spot than what we originally started with. Obviously didn't make any crazy kind of franchise-altering moves, but beefed up the bench a little bit, and I'm excited about it. So, Chauncey Billups, J.R. Smith, the backcourt here. Really no surprises there. Obviously, Carmelo here at the 3. Nene takes over, not takes over, but starts at the 4, and then Birdman Anderson at the 5. They doing my man kind of dirty with the face right there. Ty Lawson will be the 6th man off the bench, playing about 22 minutes a night. Now, obviously, there's a couple different ways you can look at this. Maybe he has a little bit more potential at this point in time than Chauncey Billups. Maybe there's an argument to start him, but there is a 5 overall difference. Kind of tough to make that argument. I'm giving him 22 minutes versus the 32 that Billups is playing. Typically, I'd actually play Billups more because he's, what, our 2nd highest overall. But when you have a point guard playing 22 minutes, you know, that's what? What's that, 54 minutes of point guard right there? So, obviously, he's going to be taking 22. It is what it is. Followed by him is Kenyon Martin, Corey Brewer, new addition, Aaron Aflalo, and then Robin Lopez. So, I like it. I think this team is looking pretty good. Obviously, beefed up the bench a little bit, as I just mentioned. I think it's going to help us a lot, especially come playoff time. So, I'm excited. I think this team can make a little bit of a run. Let's see if we can do it. I'll see you guys at the end of the first season here in Denver. So 53-29 is how we end year 1 here in Denver. Now, that's actually not too bad. I will take it. But the Western Conference is pretty good. It's just definitely something to keep in mind. We'll see how the playoffs go. LeBron James, first year in Miami. He's your MVP. Blake Griffin, Rookie of the Year. Manu Ginobili, Dwight Howard, Jordan Farmar, Alan Bibby. Okay, are you real? My gut tells me no. I'm not gonna. I don't want to speculate much further though. We actually are. Oh wow, we're a 4 seed. Yeah, this is what I'm kind of talking about with the West just being really good at this point in time. You know what? This is so dumb. Was this still the period where divisions mattered? Right, and I guess it is. I'm assuming it kind of has to be at this point in time. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you look at the NBA now, divisions literally could not matter less. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith, Chauncey Billups, not too bad. Nene, Lawson, Anderson, Martin, Brewer, Flaw, Lopez. Okay, rebound's going to be Anderson, and assists was Chauncey Billups. So, round 1 of the playoffs is not an easy one. We have the San Antonio Spurs. Now, maybe they're a little bit older at this point in time, but I think they still won, what, another championship out of this? Because, what, they won 2014? I think so. Okay, so let's see what happens here in round 1 against a really good and battle-tested San Antonio Spurs team. We're up 3-up. Okay. They do win Game 4 on their home floor, and we ended in 5 back in Denver. Now moving on to the Dallas Mavericks. Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Dirk, Tyson Chandler. It would be this year in real life. This team actually won it all because this was LeBron's first year in Miami. He ended up losing to Dallas. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Can we maybe knock out, I guess, the team that actually won it all? We're up 2-1 at this point. We go up 3-1, and that is winning in 5. Wow, I didn't think we were that good. All right, we move on to Kobe, Bean, Bryant, and the rest of the Lakers. Now, maybe this doesn't look like the most talented roster surrounding Kobe and Pau Gasol, but any team with Kobe on it is going to be very hard to, ultimately face, especially in the playoffs. So I don't know. Let's see what happens here against Kobe and a pretty good Lakers team. We are up 2-1 against them right now. They tie it up 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we're in the NBA Finals in year 1. We are in the NBA Finals, and we are taking on the Orlando Magic, who I believe last year would have been in the finals in this scenario. 2 years ago, because the year before this was Celtics-Lakers. Jameer Nelson, J.J. Redick, Michael Petrus, Elton Brand, Dwight Howard. You got Marcin Gortat, Rashard Lewis, Eduardo Najera. Wow, that is a name. All right, so can we maybe take down the Magic and get one here in year 1? We're 2-2 right now with Orlando. We go up 3-2, heading back here to Denver. Can we close them out? Can we get this done in year 1? Holy shit, we're going to do it. We are going to do it. That is insane. I did not think this team was good enough to win one year 1. Never mind the fact that George Karl is at the helm, but wow, that's insane. All right. I'm still kind of shocked that this team's going to end up winning it all here in year 1. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but I'm very, very surprised. I will say I thought this team was good. I just didn't think that, maybe some of the bench moves that we made were going to be enough for a championship. That should be my ball. Thank you very much. But it was. Obviously, we're going to be winning this one here in year 1, and Melo going to be slamming it home here, and I'll take it. Obviously, we're not done. We still have more championships to win, and I'm definitely still going to have to make some tough decisions, starting with this man this offseason, because he is going to be going into his age 35 season, and he has a team option. If he had a player option, I'd probably go ahead and maybe trade him, but yeah, I think for me anyways, I would rather just sell high. I'm somebody who doesn't really like to see assets depreciate now. Obviously, in real life, that's a much tougher decision because they are, at the end of the day, actual people. But here in 2K, obviously, fake scenario, I'm going to go ahead and probably look to trade Chauncey Billups. I think he's, obviously very valuable to this team. Good to see him get, would it be his second ring, right? Because he was in Detroit in 04. And then, yeah, this would be his second. And, yeah, he only won 1, right? Unless I'm just losing my mind and I'm making things up at this point in time, which I don't think I am. But, yeah, for me, I'm happy that obviously we're getting Melo ring right now. It kind of alleviates some of the pressure, throughout the rest of this rebuild. But ultimately, oh, shit, they subbed out the starters. God damn it. I don't think it should be too challenging to get another one here today. I think we should be able to do it. That's a tough bucket there from Ty Lawson, who was a bucket back in the day. Anderson's got 4 and 12 on the night. Not quite dominant, but 12 rebounds is definitely valuable. And it's all right. We'll do 1 or 2 more possessions here. Obviously, without the starters playing, I could put them back in, but it feels pretty much pointless. I mean, this one's already over. So, yeah, let's just do 1 more possession here. I'll try a quick floppy. Let's see what we can do. So let's call for the ISO. Come on, get the fuck out of my way, and let's go with the floppy. I have no idea who I want shooting it right now. Maybe a Flalo? It's going to be him anyways. That's not what I meant to do. I can't. Rolando Balkman, is that who that is? Yeah, dude, with all due respect, yeah. That ball was not meant for you. Is that J.J. Redick? Was J.J. Redick on that finals team with Orlando in 2009? Was he there yet? I feel like he had to be. Maybe he was just super young. I don't know. We're just wasting time. Oh my God. I'll see you guys at the finals MVP. That is officially a year 1 championship. Maybe unexpected, but very much welcomed. So, Chauncey, oh, fuck off. Okay, no disrespect, but how does Melo not win it? Were his final stats just awful? I can't imagine they were. Really? I don't know. That feels like it should probably have been Carmelo. All right, it is what it is. We see some retirements here from some definite Hall of Fame players, mostly Shaquille O'Neal, but a couple others in there. Oh, Steve Nash. Didn't see that. Jersey retirements. Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer. I do not care what you think. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer. Draft lottery time. Not going to have a pick in here. That's just, it is what it is. This will probably be one of the first rebuilds where maybe we don't draft one of the super high prospects, from the 2011 draft or 2012 or whatever it is. Doesn't really feel necessary. George Karl, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a huge fan of George Karl, but we did just win a championship, so it would feel a little weird and kind of dumb just to fire your head coach after doing that, so I'll keep him. If we had lost at all, I would can him immediately. I don't like George Karl that much. And we have the 30th overall pick, so it's not nothing. Maybe I'll draft somebody there and, I don't know, see if there's anybody here that's kind of a real person. I see Isaiah Thomas here. Reggie Jackson also here. I might go Reggie Jackson. Obviously ended up in Denver in real life, funny enough. But you know what? I drafted Isaiah Thomas a couple rebuilds ago. Wouldn't mind switching it up a little bit. And yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and draft Reggie Jackson. Welcome to Denver, just a little bit earlier than you actually were in real life. And he's going to be a 72 overall, so nothing too crazy. And this is a very big moment for me. So I am going to bring back everybody except for Jim Edwards, who sounds like somebody, that name alone sounds like somebody who's doing my taxes. Nene is here. He is going to decline his player option. Him and Carmelo both entering unrestricted free agency. Corey Brewer and Aflalo are going to be entering restricted free agency. And yeah, my number one goal right now is to get Carmelo Anthony back. So Suns, Bucks, and Pistons are all making him real offers. Okay, you know what, Detroit, you had your chance. Don't do that. All right, I'm just going to pay Melo whatever he wants. That's a max contract with a player option and a no trade clause. I want to get him back. And then Kenyon Martin here. It doesn't appear that I have the rights on Nene, unfortunately. Oh, shit, J.R. Smith's a free agent as well. We are, yeah, definitely going to probably lose somebody, unfortunately. I don't know. Is this going to work? I actually don't know. Kenyon Martin Jr. can go a $25 almost $1 million qualifying off or cap hold at this point in time is just fucking ridiculous. I want to make sure I get everybody back though. We have Smith, Nene, and Carmelo, and wow, it actually let me bring everybody back. Okay, that was a little bit of a shock. Okay, who are we missing here? We're gonna have to make some decisions right now. Obviously, we got the starters back, which was super important, but I want to go ahead and I'm gonna make a trade. It sucks, but I stand by what I said about Billups. I think he's going to regress. It makes sense for me to move on. So let's find that trade. The Miami Heat are willing to trade me Chris Bosh for Chauncey Billups and Chris Anderson. And straight up, no draft picks included for Chris Bosh, who's 27 years old and is obviously a member of this kind of dominant big three core here in Miami, who honestly, I didn't even really mention it. I'm surprised we didn't face them in the finals. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make this trade. I think Billups is going to regress. Bosh is going to come in here. Whether it's him or Nene playing the center spot, it doesn't really matter. They're both 6'11". Bosh's overall actually goes up. Nene actually goes up as well. I don't know. Who's... Like, Bosh is a little bit of a better shooter in, like, the three. It doesn't really matter. Oh, man. 250, 235. All right, I'll just move Nene there. What the hell? It does not really matter. So, yeah, obviously going ahead and adding, you know, another star to this team is really, really nice. I think Bosh is going to take over as a number 2 versus, you know, he was a number 3 in Miami, obviously. So I'm very excited about that. Ty Lawson going to take over as the starting point guard. And fuck it, we're going to get Reggie Jackson some minutes, even though we drafted him late. So I definitely need to work on this bench a little bit. Obviously, losing some pieces there was a little bit less than ideal. Ronaldo Balkman is probably not going to play for me. So who are the players that I could bring back? Like Corey Brewer, obviously we had last year. I would like to retain him. And then Kenyon Martin is somebody I don't want to just lose for nothing. We get both of them back. That's huge. I don't know about Aaron Aflalo. He might have already signed, honestly, and I just didn't notice it. But I was worried about my starters. No, we just don't have the money for him. All right, so we're going to lose out on Aaron Aflalo, which is kind of sucky, but it is what it is. Sasha Vujacic. Why the hell not? A little bit of a downgrade in terms of overall, but I can live with it. So that's cool. He'll be backing up J.R. Smith. Brewer comes back for Anthony, Martin, and Bosh, and then Lopez is still here. So Balkman's just going to get traded. Maybe I could find an upgrade over Reggie Jackson, who we just drafted. But you know what? Fuck it. He's 21. Got some potential. Obviously worked out pretty well. So we'll keep him. Balkman's going to get moved. I'll take a draft pick. Thank you very much, Philadelphia. And I will see you all at the start of year 2. Last year, we had a magical run all the way to an NBA championship. Now, this offseason, we unfortunately lost a few bench pieces. The bench is a little bit worse. Obviously, went ahead and pulled off a major trade with the Miami Heat, adding Chris Bosh to this team and losing Chauncey Billups and Chris Anderson. Now, in terms of this starting 5, I'm excited to see Ty Lawson get an opportunity here. Obviously, he's relative. I said obviously a lot. I'm sorry. He's young. He's 23 years old. He's an 82 overall. I definitely think the potential is there. He's only 5'11", but the potential is definitely there. I want to see him fly like a peacock. I do. So he's going to be paired up with J.R. Smith, who comes back as our starting shooting guard. Obviously, signing Melo back was number 1 priority in the offseason. We got it done. New addition here, Chris Bosh at the 4, and then Nene moved from the 4 to the 5. Corey Brewer is back. He will be the 6th man off the bench now, after obviously Ty Lawson being it last year. Robin Lopez, Kenyon Martin, Sasha Vujacic, and Reggie Jackson. So really only 2 new players on this bench. You know, for me personally, these 2 are obviously not any sort of upgrades. They're actually probably downgrades from what we had, but I like this team a lot still. I think we're still a championship caliber squad, and I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We actually finished year 2 out with a better record than what we had in year 1. We won 58 games this season. I'm like 95% positive we won 53 last year, and that's really good. So we're hoping we can go on our way to a 2nd championship. Would be unbelievable. Kevin Durant is insane. The dude wins an MVP. Kawhi Leonard's rookie of the year. He's in Sacramento. Jordan Farmar, I believe that's 2 straight 6th man of the years. Andrew Bogut's your D point. Goran Dragic, holy hell, most improved. Scott Brooks, coach of the year. So even with 58 wins, we are still a 4 seed. Just really shows you how good the Western Conference was at this time. I mean, to be fair, obviously 51 wins, you know, you get it. You get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'll still take it. We are still going to be good and definitely a threat come playoff time. Let's look at the numbers on the year. It was Carmelo, J.R. Smith, Bosch, Lawson, Nene. I like it. I think everything's looking good. Rebounds, Bosch, and assists was Lawson. So, us in Dallas here in round 1. Did we face them in the conference finals last year? Or was it the semifinals? No, the Lakers were the conference finals. We were the semifinals with them last year. All right, what the fuck am I doing? We go up 2-0 against them. We go, what the fuck is happening right now? This menu's being weird. We sweep. All right, we're moving on to the 67-win Oklahoma City Thunder, who, yeah, Kevin Durant just won a ring. Who is Tyron Scott? Are you a real person? Maybe. I don't really know. All right. So that team's obviously just fucking insane. I mean, I don't really know what to do with that. There's really not much to do. We actually go win 3 straight games. And we're going to game 7. And we won that game 7. I'll take it. Look at the Clippers getting out of the second round. Kemba Walker, Eric Gordon, Mike Dunleavy, Blake Griffin. If we beat the Thunder, there's no way this team is beating us. There's just no way. We're up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1 and make it game 6 and make it game 7. And what the fuck? Shouldn't have been talking shit. I mean, I get... All right, let's get into the final offseason. We're going to have a few more decisions to make in terms of, kind of personnel on this team. I'm ready to send George Karl to, outer space, basically, is the nice way to say it. Historic changes, cool, draft lottery. I don't think we've traded for anything that would possibly be lottery. Cavs end up with number 1. Oh my God, Cleveland's going to get Anthony Davis. Holy shit. All right, staff signing, goodbye. And in terms of head coaches, let's just look. Phil Jackson is here? What? Oh my God, I'm going to overpay and get one of, if not the greatest head coaches ever. I don't know. I should have just done that even after I won a championship year 1. Welcome, Phil. All right, so let's head up to the NBA draft. We have the 26th overall pick. I might include it in a trade. In terms of what that trade could be, I'm not 100% sure yet. We do have some players that are free agents and some other decisions to make. So, yeah, let's see what we can do. So Kenyon Martin actually retired. We're going to pull off a trade here with Utah, and we're going to send them Sasa Vujacic, the number 26 overall pick, and our top 3 protected first next year. It doesn't matter anyways. We're going to get Matt Barnes and Patty Mills here. Now, Patrick Mills... That sounds weird. Patty Mills just come off a year averaging 13.5 points a game. I think there's definitely some value in picking up a guy like that who's obviously still relatively young. And then Matt Barnes is 32. He could be a trade piece. I could end up keeping him. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But ultimately, that kind of feels like a good deal to me. It could be depth. It could be other trade pieces. I don't know. But I like picking up those players. Team player options, Ty Lawson will be coming back. Qualifying offers, Robin Lopez definitely going to get that qualifying. Nobody else will, though. And then let's take a look here in free agency. Obviously, an immensely talented free agency class. We just unfortunately really don't have any money. So that's going to be kind of a sticking point for us. If I wanted to go out and sign one of these guys, I'd have to clear up significant cap space, and I don't even know if it would be possible. Like, I'd probably have to maybe move one of Bosch or Anthony, which obviously is not going to happen, and then probably 2 of Nene, J.R. Smith, maybe even Brewer. I have no idea. We're not gonna clear up cap space that way. So what I do want to do is go ahead and sign hopefully some sort of new power forward, and obviously we do have Lopez in free agency as well. So let's just look at power forwards here. Boris Diaw is 30, but an 80 overall. Would I prefer him or Mo Spates? 8-4 versus 10-8. That actually excites me a little bit more. So let's bring in Mo Spates here. I don't want to renounce Robin Lopez. I'd like to retain his services if possible. I believe, if my memory is correct, he's actually restricted. So I don't think it'll matter too much. We can just match whatever he gets. I don't know if it's also possible just to sign him. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. We're going to bring him back on a 3-year deal as well. And I might make an upgrade somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, but obviously we did make a trade prior to the draft, and we have some depth now. Oh, shooting guard. I forgot to trade away Vujacic. So that's also something to keep in mind. And yeah, none of these guys are going to cut it. So let's work on some more trades. We're pulling off a really big deal here with the Los Angeles Clippers. Obviously, we've already won a championship, so a lot of the pressure is off, as I always state. And you know what? I'm feeling like fucking around. So we're going to fuck around a little bit. Reggie Jackson, Matt Barnes, and Patty Mills are going to the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan and a first-round pick are coming back here to Denver. DJ is going to be our new starting center, which means the Nene is now tradable. Nene was not playing bad or anything. He was kind of doing exactly what his role was cut out to be. But ultimately, DeAndre Jordan is the same overall. I think there's more potential, and he's 5 years younger. So welcome to the team, DJ. Excited to have you here. Let's work on some more deals. Our next big trade is going to be coming with the Milwaukee Bucks, and it is going to let us acquire Brandon Jennings, who is an 86 overall at 22 years old, and he's coming off a year of averaging about 21 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 half. I mean, that's just insane. There wasn't anything wrong with Ty Lawson or Nene, but I wanted to make an upgrade at the starting point guard spot or the shooting guard spot. Ultimately ended up landing here, having a really good deal with Milwaukee. So welcome to the team. We're also picking up Sean Livingston in the deal as well. So he's going to be our new backup point guard. And then I still need to figure out a backup shooting guard. I kind of just put that off, unfortunately, which isn't exactly very responsible of me. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do this the way that I've been doing a lot recently. We're going to sign basically 2 free agents that are just never even going to touch my roster. And then we're going to combine them in a trade and hopefully go ahead and find myself a backup shooting guard. How about it? Let's just see. Brandon Rush is here. He's 27 years old, 8.5 points a game last year. Jordan Crawford's here. I added him in a video the other day. So Brandon Rush is going to be my guy. Alrighty, that's some major changes. Maybe wasn't all necessary, but nonetheless, I'm happy. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final regular season. We went ahead and made it a crazy offseason. Was that necessary? Probably not. I think this team had the talent to probably win again, but you know what? We'd already won the championship. We're having fun. Might as well. So Brandon Jennings, our new starting point guard. I think he's like, what, 5'11", 6 foot? Oh, he's 6'1". I'm actually a little taller than I thought he was. He's going to be our starting point guard. J.R. Smith is next to him. Melo here at the 3, Bosch, and then newly acquired DeAndre Jordan. The bench maybe took a little bit of a hit. Sean Livingston, Robin Lopez, Corey Brewer, Mo Spates, and Brandon Rush. So it's still a pretty good bench. It's definitely one that I can win with, and it's one that I'm excited about. Funny enough, for whatever reason, this game wanted Brandon Rush and Sean Livingston to start over Jennings and Smith. Why? I have absolutely no idea. But like if I go ahead and did this and rebuilt the rotation, it would show you that. It's dumb. I have no idea why, but it is what it is. All right, man. I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final regular season here in Denver. What a way to end it. We tied the best record in NBA history at 72-10. Yes, at this point in time, it still would have been 72-10 and just absolutely insane. Derrick Rose, MVP. Insane. Anthony Davis, as I mentioned, was going to go #1 overall to the Cavs. And yeah, just imagine that. Imagine if, you know, we went back in time, changed a few things around. Anthony Davis ends up getting drafted by Cleveland. LeBron goes back to Cleveland, and then LeBron and AD are teammates just obviously several years earlier. That'd be funny. Jose Calderon, 6th man of the year. Wow, 8 and 10 off the bench. Good for you. Andrew Bogut, 2nd straight DPOY. Charles Swift, most improved. I don't know you, Charles. Phil Jackson, coach of the year. Obviously doesn't, you know, hurt when we add one of, if not the greatest coach in NBA history. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the standings. We are the 1 seed, finally, after 2 straight years of being 4 seeds, and it is the best record in the league. Let's take a look at the statistics. I love statistics. Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith, Brandon Jennings, all 18-plus points a game. Bosch was close at 17.5, and there's a little bit of a fall-off after that, but pretty much expected. So, us in the New Orleans Hornets here. Chris Paul, you got David West, Emeka Okafor, Calbert Nixon, Chandler Parsons. Oh my God. Remember when, who was it? Was it Memphis that just gave this dude like $80 million for no reason? That was funny. This team's sweepable. I think they are. We are, okay, it's 5. It is what it is. The Thunder are definitely not sweepable. This team is very, very good still. I know we beat them last year, but it doesn't mean they're any less of a challenge this year. We are up 2-1 on them after they took game 1. They also take game 4. We go up 3-2, and we close them out in 6. I think we closed them out in 6 last year as well. Look at the Kings back in the playoffs. It is Beno Udrih, Tyreek Evans. I hate that he got like suspended for life. Holy shit, this team is good. You got Kawhi Leonard here. I'm pretty sure they drafted him like 2 overall, 3 overall. Kevin Love is now made his way to Sacramento, and obviously Boogie Cousins is still here. Holy shit. That is terrifying. That team's a fucking problem. We are up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1, and we're back in the finals. We were taking on MVP Derrick Rose and Garrett Temple and the rest of the Bulls. The Bulls are good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend they're not good. They're definitely, you know, a threat. That kind of goes without being said. And they take a 2-0 lead on us. We do win game 3. We win game 4. We win game 5, and we win 4 straight. All right, Carmelo Anthony finally gets that finals MVP. That's what I was kind of chasing throughout this video after he didn't get it in year 1. So, yeah, man, that caps off the Denver Nuggets rebuild. Kind of a crazy what if, you know, hypothetically, Melo ended up staying in Denver. Who knows what happens throughout the course of NBA history, but this one was fun. I definitely enjoyed this one. I've been having a ton of fun, honestly, in the kind of the LeBron-era rebuilds. I'm not just going to keep spamming them at you guys, but I think you guys are enjoying them too, so if you are, let me know. I've been having a lot of fun. So, yeah, man, that is it for me for this one. Yeah, happy Friday. Hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.